Hey everybody, I found a new way to transport animals. Look at that little dude. Oh man, this is awesome. Ooh, here we go. I just love breaking farmland blocks. Now, I know there's a better way to do it, but there's something satisfying about a well-placed jump. You get to hear the farmland break under your feet. I just enjoy that. But we're back from the Mellowcraft server. Last time I built this iron farm and it's been running while I've been doing a lot of extra work around the base, just getting things tidy. We definitely have enough iron for our first beacon, which means we'll be able to use the relay link that we got from the Halloween event. And that's going to make storing things quite a bit easier. And I definitely want to get to that as soon as possible. So let's get to it. Well, there it is. I know it looks like just a big mass of hoppers and chests. And yeah, that's really what it is. Here's how it all works. So we have all these chests and hoppers just feeding into each other. And we have this inventory connector connected up to it. And then we have a storage terminal here. This allows us to access our inventory. We can search out whatever we want. So let's say, I needed coal. I can look up coal. It'll show me all that. So whatever I need, I can just look it up. So I could look up iron and it'll show me everything I have. And if you really wanted to, you could just have terminals all throughout your base. You should be able to access whatever you want, wherever you want, as long as you got a terminal set up that's hooked up to your storage system. Now, I also have this here advanced wireless terminal. With this bad boy, all we got to do is connect it to our terminal here. And then we can open up our inventory from anywhere. So I'm going to put this on my belt slot. And because we have this hooked up to a fully powered beacon, we can actually access our inventory in any dimension. So that'll help me out when it's time to go save my brother. Now our storage is hooked up, and if I need to add more storage onto it, all I need to do is hook up some more chests, some more hoppers, and whatever else. We are good to go. All right, now that we got that all wrapped up, I bet you've been wondering what's been in this coffer this whole time. Right here is everything that we need to upgrade our spellbook to level 2. All right, so we need to craft a few things with the brewer. Or brew a few things. A cauldron a few things. I'm not sure what the proper term is, but we need to do a few things here. You know what? It would help if I had the things in my inventory. There we go. Okay, so Mage's Spellbook requires the enchanting apparatus, but we need 2 of these gems. It took all the lava. Okay, let's get this one going. And now we use the enchanting apparatus on my current spellbook. Hell yeah. I went on an extensive journey testing out the various spells that I could make with the level 2 spellbook. Some things worked out pretty well, and some other things maybe didn't work out as well as I had hoped. But that's alright, that's part of the testing process. So I'm just going to show you what I settled on for my level 2 spellbook. So let's go through them. So in the number 1 slot, we have Boo Boo, which is the same attack spell we were using before, where we had a projectile, harm, delay, harm, delay. I did try amplifying it, but it seemed like it wasn't doing as much damage as the basic attack by itself was. So I just went back to this, and we're still one-shotting guys where we couldn't one-shot with the amplify. So unfortunately, that's the way she goes. In the number 2 spot, we have Burnt Toast. This is my fire attack that also kills things. This is mostly for killing animals that I'm trying to get food from. So that way I've got cooked food right when I pick it up. But we got the knockback with Ignite, and then harm, delay, harm, delay, harm, delay, harm. Basically same deal, but with a little knockback and a little fire. In the number 3 spot, we have what I am calling the group project. This is another projectile. We're using chaining, which allows it to link to multiple enemies. And we have got AoE and Pierce to increase the number of enemies and the distance that can travel. And then we just got a couple of harm effects. But this effectively allows me to kill off entire groups in a couple of shots, which is pretty sweet. Now, in the number 4 spot is probably my favorite spell in the group right now. This is the funnest one to use. I call it Humpty Dumpty. Again, we're doing projectile with the chaining effect, so it hits multiple mobs, and then we just launch them straight up into the air as far as it'll go. So we just amplified it all the way. it throws all the enemies up, and when they come back down, they generally die. At least if they're a standard mob like a skeleton or a zombie, they'll die in one shot from this. Now, in the number 5 spot, we have the break spell. This is how I'm breaking terrain. So we're using the projectile again with chaining, area of effect to spread out the number of blocks, and then hitting break with area of effect and pierce. And then we put a delay on there with item pickup and area of effect so we can get all the items that we just blew up. So it works pretty well for clearing area. And if you don't worry about pickups, you can just boost your break and your chaining. I would probably throw in an extra area of effect here, and then one more area of effect and one more pierce if I were to drop this part. So you can do that too if you're not worried about pickups. You just want to blow up land. That's the other way that I would run this spell. Now we have an improved chop. This is our tree harvesting spell. Again, projectile. We're using the fell spell with area of effect, which will increase the number of blocks that it can hit. Then we put on 2 delays before we do item pickup with 2 area of effects, which allows us to pick up most items and blow up most trees in one shot. The magic torch is the same thing we were using before for lighting, just projectile with conjure mage light, and then we've got an amplify on there to increase the brightness a little bit. It doesn't increase it much, but it does a little bit, and it's basically free, so I figure why not. We've increased our night vision power here. So we have the self for mage light, which gives us night vision, and then we just extended time as far as we could go, which gives us about 1.5 minutes of night vision. Pretty sweet. And the number 9 spot, this is our new mobility spell. I'm calling it Superfly. Again, it's self, and then we use the leap spell, which we amplify as much as we can before throwing a slow fall on the end. I am using this in combination with my broom to get around, so this is a new method of travel that I have, and it works pretty well. And in the number 10 spot, we got our doggos, simply projectiling our summon wolves, and then we extended time as far as we could go. So, yeah, I love it. So that is my entire level 2 spell book. And yeah, I think we're ready to rock. We can take on a lot of mobs, a lot of things at this time. And we still have the ability to fly around if we need to get some space to breathe when we're fighting some things. So I think we're in a good position and we're ready to take on some stronger enemies. Now I did end up changing my fountain here. I wasn't really feeling the green on the beacon, so I went back to white on this. And we did some more detailing around. We added just some little chill spots that we can hang out around the area. So I'm really liking it. We did some more detail work, and I think everything came together pretty well. I moved my input chest over here, and I put a little sign up that says donation. So if anybody does have anything they want to drop off for me, they can just put it here, and it'll go directly into my storage system. And it also functions as a dump chest for me as well. So that's pretty cool. But I think that's going to do it for me today. I thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. It really means the world to me. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.